In this short video, I'm going to share my first time experience using Heirloom Traditions all-in-one paint. A new client of mine asked me to paint a couple of bookcases and I don't know, I guess you call it a chest that goes between them. They wanted to use Heirloom Traditions paint, and this is my first time experience using it, and I'm going to explain my experience as we go along. So first of all, let's talk about cost. All of these are approximate based on where you live, but a gallon of the all-in-one is about $130. I use Sherwin-Williams and Minwax products almost exclusively. So a gallon of primer is around 84. I use Extreme Bond primer. A gallon of emerald urethane trim enamel is about $121 a gallon, and polyacrylic is about $70 a gallon. I used about 2 quarts of the all-in-one, and so if we prorate that down, the cost of that would have been approximately $65. I think that I would have used, if I used the 3 different paints, I would have used a quart of primer, so that'd be around 31, 2 quarts of paint at retail $51. Usually I can get it for around 30, 35, but we use the 51, so that's around 102. And then the polyacrylic at a couple of quarts turned out to be $50. So all in all, using the paint of the primer, the trim enamel, and the polyacrylic would come to about $186. Now this is not a complete apples to apples cost comparison. I'm going to use the primer and the polyacrylic that I buy over several projects. Different projects are going to take different amounts of paint, but it's going to go across different projects. The only thing that changes is the actual color that I'm painting, which I'm going to buy in smaller amounts because I'm going to use different colors on different pieces. But with the all-in-one, you have the one color, and you don't have any choice of any other colors. So if you want a different color and use all-in-one, you're going to have to buy more all-in-one paint. So like I said, this is not a complete apples to apples cost comparison, but it gives you an idea of what the cost can be between the two. On the front of the can of the Heirloom Traditions paint, it simply says clean and paint. Well, I did clean. I always clean. I use Crud Cutter. They recommend using their own cleaner, but I think any good degreaser is going to work. So I did clean. These were not all that dirty. I also had some places where I needed to patch. These bookcases were in pretty good shape, but there were a few dings that had to be patched. Now, nowhere does it say on the instructions for this paint to scuff sand anything. It does talk about if you have a really rough area to sand that down smooth. But other than that, it claims no sanding. But since I had to fill in the dings that I did find, I used a depth wood filler to fill those in. I did have to sand those down. So I did end up scuff sanding the bookcase, the doors, the back of the bookcase. I scuff sanded everything. So, and once that was done, I was ready to go ahead and paint. I did spray the majority of this bookcase, and I used a Wagner 3500 sprayer. I did thin the paint down. It's very, very thick paint. So I thinned it down using about, 10 to 15% water. I kind of eyeball it. I know what kind of consistency I need for it to come out of the sprayer. I did put 2 coats on everything, and it sprayed very, very nicely. The shelves on this bookcase were not removable, and it was hard getting the sprayer in the space between the shelves. So I did have to roll. I used a 4-inch microfiber roller, and I must say it rolled out very, very nice. When it dried, it was just like I had sprayed it. I was very pleased with the rolling. And I also had to touch up in a few places with a brush. And now I use a pretty good brush. I use a Stallmeister brush, and it lays down paint really well. And this paint I had to feather in on some patches that I had to do, and it also laid down very nicely. At the end, you can tell when I'd rolled, used a brush, or sprayed. I did run across one issue in using this paint. If you notice where my finger is pointing and where the kind of oval outline is, you notice that it's not covering. It's almost like it's muddled. Um, Obviously, there was some contaminant there, I guess. Although this was cleaned by Crud Cutter pretty thoroughly, I scuff sanded everything pretty good, I thought. But this happened on several occasions in different spots. I don't know what caused this, but it was obvious there was a contaminant there of some sort. But I've never had this problem using any primer that I've used on other pieces. So I don't know what has caused this, but I had to spray it again. And like I said, this happened, I guess, 2, maybe 3 times overall. So overall, I think that the Heirloom Traditions all-in-one paint worked out very nice, except for the one issue that I had with it not covering in a few spots, and I don't know why. Um, but it sprayed nicely, it rolled nicely, and when I had, like I said, I had to use a brush to touch up a few places. It blended in seamlessly. I have used paints before where if I had to touch up, I had to redo the entire surface. I just couldn't touch up in a few spots. But this worked out very nice. And, I used the Wagner sprayer to spray it. I had to thin it. I don't know. I put maybe 10, 15% water in it. I kind of eyeball it based on what I know what the thickness of the paint should be coming out of the sprayer for it to work well. But it sprayed nice. Um, the cost certainly is less than if I had had to buy primer, base coat, and polyacrylic, or some kind of a top coat to go on top of it. Now, the cons of using the Heirloom Traditions or any all-in-one paint is you get what you get. You have no control over primer. So I don't have any experience in using this on an old piece of furniture that may have bleed through. I don't know if this covers this or not. This is a latex paint, so it's got some kind of a latex primer in it, and I've not had good luck with latex primers covering bleed through. So like I said, I don't have any experience in using this on that kind of a piece of furniture. You also don't have any control over the final sheen. It's a low sheen product, whereas if I'm using my choice of sheens, I can put a matte or a satin, even a high gloss on top of a base coat of paint that could also be a different sheen. It could be a matte or a flat or a satin, and the top coat will affect what the overall sheen looks like, and you can kind of get different results based on what you're looking for. But overall, the cost was certainly less expensive than if I'd had to use 3 different paints, as in primer and base coat and top coat. So for a do-it-yourselfer who's got a single piece of furniture and you just want to make it look a little nicer and not put a lot of work into it, this could be a good way to go. I think, though, as a professional furniture refinisher, I'm not sure I would use this on a normal basis because I'd rather have more control over the different layers of paint that I'm putting on the piece of furniture. But at any rate, this is my quick review and with limited experience with Heirloom Traditions all-in-one paint. Like I said, it works pretty well. So I hope you learned something. And if you enjoyed the video, I hope you end up subscribing. And I will see you on the next furniture adventure in refinishing from the next season.